Good evening. Tonight we are going to be taking a look at the world famous government issue Library of Congress variable speed cassette recorder for the blind and physically handicapped. There's the U.S. seal, and on the back is the telephone number for the United States government should you find this in the hands of an enemy or lost out in the wilderness. You know who to call and return it to. And these are evidently incredibly coveted items for musicians and soundtrack artists who want that wonderful world of slowed down, sped up variable speed tape. But oftentimes they're incredibly expensive if they've been restored or broken. And one of the main reasons is this rechargeable battery pack that they came with. It's a 7.2 volt battery pack, rechargeable, an iCAD. And after 20 years, they're all, or however long, I'm not sure when this was issued, but most certainly to be used as a doorstop or cat toy. Bad belt, pretty typical. And it needed a couple of caps in the power section, and we got it working good as new. Thankfully, this 7.2 volt battery you can replace it with a 9 volt, and I'll show you how I did that and how to access the belt and all that. This thing is incredibly well made, and I would expect nothing less from the U.S. government. Made to service. It really is a joy to work on stuff that is obviously made to last, made to be handled, and made to be serviced. These little rubber feet pop out. I've already done this, so it's going to be harder than it looks here. There's 4 bolts in there. Remove those. We'll look at the belt first. The handle kind of falls out. Fold it over. There's our belt. I'm going to turn it this way and zoom in a bit. So, the way to access the belt, it's a single belt, very nice motor, nice pulleys. This is holding it in. There's 2 screws that are holding this metal fastener. You only need to, they're really in there good, and they've got, it looks like a bit of epoxy on them to keep it from going anywhere. You need to remove this center one, that's it. It'll be obvious when you look at it which 2 screws are holding this in place. Remove this one and you can cock that back, access the belt. This will be up, and then you cock it back down, screw it back in. And the way I change belts is just by eyeball and tension. Just good to have a stack of those laying around. So, now let's kind of put this back together. Make sure we don't forget the handle. There. And get to our battery pack. That's 2 screws for this little plastic flap, which the United States government engineer who designed this has so thoughtfully put an industrial strength lid holder on there, so you will never lose that, God forbid. This battery fit in there. It's slotted in. It would only let you put it in the correct way. Plus side, minus side. You can't put it in wrong. But like I said, this is going to be toast, and you're getting rid of it anyways. But you figure out which side is plus and minus because it's not labeled in here. Label them lest you forget. And there's 2 little copper tabs where these ends press fitted in there. You're definitely going to need to scrape the heck out of them with a razor blade, clean them with isopropyl alcohol and a cotton swab, both sides. Strip enough of your 9-volt battery tab ends, enough of the wire so you can wrap it around a couple times. You want it to make really good contact, and solder those suckers on. I screwed in a 9-volt battery clip like this. I like these better than the plastic ones that have their own little switch because those always go bad. There's my clip. I screwed it on, and then I also put tape over it for good measure. Hook up your battery. Clip it in there. Where's the lid? Oh, it's attached. Put that in there. Let's see, where's my little screws? Don't lose those. Screw this back in. I'll do those later. You can also plug this in. It's either or. At first I thought this was one of those weird things that was going to require DC and AC. It does not. It's either or. It was something else that was wrong that I misdiagnosed at first. But this cord tucks into the back. And I will demonstrate this wonderful machine with the tape called Psychic Hotline by another friend, wonderful New Orleans musician called Ruth. You can see the on-off, play, rewind, fast-forward buttons have these nice big braille on them. This is a wonderful thing, and it led me to make my own sort of creation based on this with a stereo dubbing cassette deck that I turned into a variable speed cassette dubber, and I will show you that in the next video. Bye-bye.